balloons? Like balloon artist? Like Jesse Mecham, the balloon guy?
Yeah, I wouldn't say artist.
What does an elephant eat?
Bounce, 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 flip, 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 shoot. Shepherd's pie is it's barely pie.
I should have seen that coming. I really should have. Okay. Howdy, friends. Welcome to another episode of Heard It From Hannah, and today I am 100% psyched because we get a chance to sit and chat with the Jesse Mecham behind You Need a Budget and ask him whatever questions I want. Honestly, it's too much power for me to have. And we're just gonna ask him some fun, get-to-know-you questions that have next to nothing to do with budgeting. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop in some headphones. We're gonna give good old Jesse a little ring-a-ding-ding, a little call. All right, calling Jesse. Jesse, my man, thanks for joining us today on this episode of Heard It From Hannah. You ready for a little 20 questions?
All right.
But that's a whole other game. But you ready for me to ask you 20 questions?
Yes, I'm ready.
Excellent. Well, there is no rhyme or reason whatsoever to these questions I'm going to ask. No categories, no intentional order. Today, the goal is just to get to know Jesse in a way we haven't before. So, Let's kick this right off. How would you describe yourself in like 10 to 30 seconds? If you had to give someone an elevator pitch on you, what would it be?
Like intro, like I was born in Arizona, found my way to Utah, met a girl from Alabama, married that girl, and we now have 7 kids. In the meantime, I started a little budgeting company, and then we hired a girl named Hannah, and she had an idea, and that brings us up to the present moment.
Tell me more about her.
She's good.
Thank you. I mean, I'll tell her that. What's the first thing you thought of when you woke up this morning? First thought of the day. What was it?
Hang clean. Like, yep.
What?
The hang clean.
Hang clean. That's a workout term?
Yes.
Okay.
So I woke up and I thought, you got to suck it in to your lats. Don't pull your arms prematurely.
Wow, that is like almost word for word what I thought when I woke up. As a kid, what did you think you would be when you grew up?
NBA for a bit, then I capped out at 5'10". So professional hockey player, but as I said, I grew up in Arizona.
Hockey is big in Arizona?
No, I thought surgeon for a little while.
Wow.
And then my most serious endeavor was as a junior in high school. I thought for sure I would become a Navy SEAL. Yeah, and then I thought I'd be an accountant when I was 21, 22. That didn't work out either.
Well, whoops. Glad to be here. What's something important on your to-do list right now?
I need to wrap the sweet potatoes in newspaper and store them in a couple boxes downstairs.
Okay.
And I want to do it today.
Sweet potatoes and newspaper?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite TV show or movie growing up as a kid?
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark was, I don't know how many times I watched that as a kid.
Is that Indiana Jones?
A good movie. Yes, and don't do that. Just
what?
Just assume you know it and you've watched it a few times. That first movie is so good. I mean, it introduced the character.
Who's the original Indiana? Is that his actual name?
No, it was the dog. If you saw the third Indiana Jones, you would know there's a whole line about where Sean Connery says that was the dog's name. Sean Connery is, I can't believe I'm having to explain this to you. Like, it was Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
I know Harrison Ford, Harry. Let me tell you something about me. If it's not animated, I have a hard time paying attention. That's a true fact. Speaking of Jesse as a kid, how were you with money as a kid?
I didn't make a lot of money until I started twisting balloons. That was pretty lucrative in high school.
Well, but let's elaborate. Twisting balloons? Like balloon artist? Like Jesse Mecham, the balloon guy?
Yeah, I wouldn't say artist. It's like you pick up a book and you learn how to twist the balloon so it's a parrot. You walk up to somebody, you say, would you like a balloon? You go to tables with kids. Okay. Or if you're being sneaky, you go to a table with like a cute couple and you say you would like to give her a flower, right? It's like this presumptive. And the guy's like gives you the evil eye, but you're in. And then you just stand there until they give you a tip. So I started tracking my spending by writing it down on a piece of paper, like, lines like date, thing, amount. I learned but that the tracking, I was spending less and less every month as I tracked. It was interesting, and I think that lesson still applies to many people.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. Wow, what a little glimpse into your future. You didn't even know.
Yeah.
What would happen if you never twisted that first balloon? Where would I be?
Shudder to think.
What would you say is your most prized possession? People don't
you can't
count.
say yeah. I got a really nice table saw a year and a half ago. It's really nice. I really like it. And it makes everything easier than it was before using like a contractor job site table saw. So I think I'd say that. Or I really like my gym setup, power rack, barbells.
I love this visual of if your house is on fire, what's the one thing you grab?
Oh,
Jesse's either running out with a table saw or he's doing a hang clean on his barbells. All right, so hear me out. You've been given an elephant. You can't give it away and you can't sell it. So what do you do with it?
Is this like a trick question? Like you eat it one bite at a time and you just like go with that whole...
No trick, just sheer curiosity.
I would set it up in this vacant lot next to me. And then you just let kids come and we would have to put in some kind of water feature.
Good thought.
Yeah.
What does an elephant eat? We know it's not peanuts. No, I learned that that's straight up myth.
No, I'm not going to give that up. I'm just going to... Don't ruin a childhood image.
Okay. All right. That's fair. What was the last gift that you gave someone?
I bought two buddies of mine each a book called 1,000 Bucket List Items, Big and Small. And it has ideas in it about going to England where there are 3,000 wild horses.
Oh,
and
wow.
if you go during a certain time of year, they're all having babies.
Oh, wow. Hey, who is your favorite musical artist or band?
Collective Soul.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
I knew you'd say that.
So how many days a year do you cry? What'd you say?
2. And it is not from sadness. Usually it's from happiness.
Oh, that's sweet. Love that. What's your biggest productivity tip? Is that how you say that? Productivity?
Productivity, if you want to.
What's your biggest tip on being productive?
I took David Allen's book, Getting Things Done, to heart. You get everything out of your head that's just keeps resurfacing. You get it out of your head into a trusted system, and then you trust the system to resurface those things in context at the right time and right place. Change my life.
Well, that sounds great. What song is your ultimate jam?
What song is my ultimate jam?
You never tire of it. It's just like, yes. Well, let's say you're in the car. You're driving 7 kids in tow, and this song comes on, and you're like, Julie, take the wheel. I gotta. Do you dance in the car?
I do not dance in the car. I'm always driving.
Well, you can do both.
Yeah, like you can just like do a little, just like something subtle.
It doesn't even have to be little. You should take a ride in my car, Jesse.
Oh, okay, I accept. I mean, if I'm like in the wood shop, I go full on folk music, like slow, John Denver sometimes. If I'm in the gym, sometimes I'll do like classical. I don't like words as much as I used to in that way. If I'm in the garden, I'm probably doing podcast, actually.
Do you have a current podcast recommendation?
Yeah, Barbell Logic, if you want to learn how to be stronger than you are, which is a good pursuit for anyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tuck that away. What did your parents teach you about money as a kid?
My dad gave me a couple books when I was 14. And I think that was kind of his way of saying, you should know these things. He gave me The Richest Man in Babylon, Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace, and then he gave me The Millionaire Next Door. And I read them all, like cover to cover, took it as gospel.
He really equipped you.
Yeah. So in that way, it's like, man.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Dad.
Jesse, do you like pie?
Is this like a setup question?
You a pie fan?
Did Lindsay tell you to ask me that question?
If you could have one pie for the rest of your life.
Pie is my favorite food, period. Any kind of pie I will take, even low quality pie. But if there were one pie that I had to eat, that I got to eat, that I was allowed to eat for the rest of my life.
Wait, pause. Can I guess?
Oh, yeah.
Before you say it?
Go for it.
I don't know if it's just the season is overwhelming me.
No,
it's not
already
pumpkin.
wrong. Yeah, if it's seasonal, you're already
Okay,
wrong. 'Cause
then
I don't want a seasonal.
Then it's definitely peach.
Nope. It's not fruit.
I mean, apple.
Yeah, eliminate all fruit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's why I said shepherd's pie. You didn't hear me.
Shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie is barely pie. I want dessert pie.
Okay. What's your answer? I don't know.
Coconut cream pie.
Ooh, oh.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It's got to be homemade cream. You don't buy it. You don't buy the
Absolutely
not cream.
not.
The pudding. You don't buy the pudding. You make the pudding.
Did you have a hero as a kid? Someone you super looked up to?
You emulate people that were meaningful in your life. So I had a really great scoutmaster when I was not even 12 years old. He had found a rattlesnake in one of the canoes, and he flipped the canoe over, slammed an oar behind the rattlesnake's head, cut off the head, skinned the rattlesnake, and then throws the snake onto a skillet he had ready over the fire. And we ate rattlesnake. What? And as my first camp out of being this little scout, I'm like, this is the most amazing thing I could possibly experience. You always have like sports stars you look up to, but they kind of come and go. Like I wanted to shoot a free throw the way Charles Barkley shot a free throw with like the same rhythm, bounce, 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 flip, 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 shoot.
If you could give one person a 10-second piece of money advice or financial advice, what would it be?
You need a budget.
I should have seen that coming. I really should have. Okay.
I hope you don't hear my rooster crowing. Probably don't.
Wait, what? You have a rooster?
Oh, I thought that was, Ronaldo. I didn't know that he was a he for a good little while. But then one of the hens was just growing so spectacularly fast compared to the others. And I'm like, wow, girl, you're amazing. You're going to lay so many eggs. I can't wait to see what you produce. And then she became a he. And he's actually awesome. He has very pretty green feathers on the back. You would like Ronaldo. Like I would introduce you, and you'd realize that he's actually
lovely name. He's got to be a lovely guy. Well, tell him I said hi. Sorry that I forgot about him. What was your biggest fear as a kid?
Awkward silences. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I had one.
Wow, really? Because I had a follow-up question. What was your biggest fear as a kid, and how do you feel about that fear now? Are you still afraid of it? Yeah, so are you afraid of nothing still? That's pretty cool.
I'm probably more afraid of things now as a parent or as an adult than I was as a kid. I don't have any like fear of spiders, of heights, of water, of going outside.
Wow, that sounds so nice. I was afraid of everything as a kid, and perhaps still now, but...
You know, you're laying there at night, and it's dark, and you're in your room, and you, like, conjure up scary monsters. I don't But, like, legitimate fear, you know?
You weren't afraid of the dark? You were just like, love this.
No, I don't know if I loved it, but...
One of my biggest fears as a kid was throwing up, and I didn't throw up for 12 years. Yeah, that's not even a joke. What is one of your pet peeves that you wish more people had? It's a stumper.
Yeah. People use like reflexive verbs incorrectly. So when they want to sound, they're just trying to sound a little more formal, and they'll say, if you have any questions, you can come and speak to myself or Hannah. And you're like, no. Speaking of grammar and such, there are two things I say often that my mom will always correct me whenever she hears me say it. When you say on accident instead of by accident. And then if I'm talking about going somewhere, like, so I live in Kansas, I'll be like, yeah, we went up to Texas. And she's like, down to Texas? We went on down to California. She's like, you went over to California? And yeah. She's very aware of the map and like where Kansas is. Yeah. Well,
I got to know a lot of states when you're right in the middle, but the more that she would correct me, it inspired me to learn my geography better for sure. So thank goodness for her corrections, because I know a lot more about this little country of ours than I did before. So
yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
When people used to call each other on the phone, they would say, hi, I'm so-and-so. Can I speak with Jesse? And if I had answered it, if I was doing it incorrectly, I would say, this is him. And then my mom would holler from the other room, this is he.
Yeah, that one just sounds awkward, though.
It does.
This is he.
It is I.
I'm the one you want.
I am he who speaketh. You just slip right into Old English if you're not careful.
Okay, those are all the questions I have for you. I just really woke up this morning, was dying to ask some of those. So I'm really glad to get that off my chest. Now I know what a hang clean is.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Jesse, thanks for joining me today. We enjoy getting to know a little more behind the budgeting extraordinaire, and hope to do more of this in the future, right?
We'll see.
Okay. All right. No pressure.
People will be like, wait, what?
No, let us know in the comments if there's anything else that you guys want to know about Jesse, or if you liked this video, want to see more in this style, and we will definitely consider it, right?
I like that you left this out. We will think.
We will heftily give that a thought. All right, Jesse, thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Okay, thanks. So she made this coconut cream pie. That naturally I requested that, and she nailed it. She has a gift for it.
Julie.
And so if I didn't already know I was supposed to marry her, which I did, this was just like cherry on the top of the pie.
Oh, perfect. Of the pie of life. Life's pie.
Yes, of this relationship pie.